All right, you guys, what did we think of Bill Pipes yesterday? When I'm in these training sessions, and we should all really thank Brent and the organization for bringing these great trainers to us, and they're just so giving of their strategies and how we can use what they know to really approach the market. I think it's amazing. So what I took away, my biggest takeaway from what Bill was talking about is what I'm going to call the pipe play. So what Bill really advocated when it comes to getting listings is to go to your past clients, go to your sphere, and with the obviously existing homeowners, go in and offer to send them a CMA report. And through sending that text communication out, you get the response back. Then with those that do respond, you follow up with the CMA and so on and so forth. So I'm developing that play within KvCORE. And so we'll add that to our simple, repeatable actions that we can take. So I'm working on that. I really liked Bill Pipes and the message that he delivered. And I look forward to going back and rewatching that. So I can pick up more information from it. Just to emphasize how well this works, this is the activity that's gone on within my KvCORE in the last 24 hours. And all of these are phone calls that I'm making. I did have someone opt out. That's fine. Because what are we looking for? We're looking for highly motivated buyers and sellers, because in this market, there's just a lot of uncertainty with the election. And I thought that was a great message that Bill delivered yesterday. Really what I want to do is look, I've worked hard on my school site. And so I put the link in the comments. And what I'm doing is putting together these classrooms. And so I'm going to have my free Friday trainings. I'm going to post those videos right here. These are the 2 classes that I'm putting together, where we're going to go in and do 6-week classes, where I go over specific things, trainings that we do on like a Tuesday. And then on Thursday, I come back and we do question and answers. So it's going to be 45 minutes on Tuesday, 45 minutes on Thursday, and then all those recordings are going to be put right into these classrooms. I have started creating the plays classroom. And so within this, I have the cotton play, the Caruth play, and the property boost. And so what I'm doing is going in and I'm summarizing what we're advocating when it comes to those simple, repeatable actions within KvCORE that we can go to get our database really activated. And so I'm putting them in there so you can go and look at them anytime. And so we'll go over the plays just so we can just kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Reinstill them, remind you about them. So within this space, I have my demos, my hairband demos. There they are. So in looking at this, when we look at the cotton play, I go to David Lee Roth, huge Van Halen fan back in the day. My sister was the ultimate fan. But David Lee is not my client, but I just use this as a demo because I have an active database. And as much as I love everybody that joins this training, I just don't want to give away my leads to you guys. So that's where my love falls short, I guess.
Alex, speaking of your leads, when you said all these people, when you showed your dashboard, are those people that you've already called, or are those people that have showed up in your dashboard to call because they responded to the marketing piece that you put out?
So
repeat the question.
So Tom's asking me about my dashboard and the activity that's gone on in the last 24 hours. This activity is a result of my lead follow-up. So what did Bill say yesterday? Bill said, look, the generating leads, you don't really close transactions from. The closing comes from the follow-up, And that is the heart of this platform. It's the follow-up. So what you're seeing here is a result of my follow-up. Because with the exception of Jeremy here, I know each one of these leads, and I've had interactions with them. And so right now you see I have 41 follow-ups to do today. And these 41 follow-ups are a direct result of the activity going on in the database. And it also covers leads that have fallen off and I need to follow up with and regenerate that interest. Does that make sense?
So these are people you've already followed up with?
Yes.
And that's what they're showing up just as they're already in the system, and the KvCORE is reminding you to follow up with them again.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Because within this, I'm setting certain reminders so that no leads left behind. So when I like
You
this,
do that when you first enter them into your database.
so this guy Ted, I'll use this as an example. I called Ted yesterday, and started making my calls at 4:30. Called Ted. Hey Ted, I saw you've been looking at properties. I adjusted your search profile. Are you getting the properties that you really want to see? And Ted comes back and goes, yeah, Alex, I really like the properties that you're sending to me. And then we talked about his loan approval, and he's not approved yet. He's a VA buyer. And I said, look, I got a great VA loan officer in Pitt Miller. And so Pitt Miller contacted him this morning, and we're building and cementing that relationship. And Ted came in through a property boost. He's been in my system for about 30 days, and the system's just been trickling that follow-up. And that's exactly what the system's designed to do. So Jen has a question.
Sorry, I have to unmute. I have a question. So are those leads from sorry, did you just say they're from your property boosts?
Yeah, most of them are from Property Boost.
Okay.
I have 87 leads since February that came from Property.
Right. Okay. Then the next question I had, because I have several of those as well, and I was curious, do we capture their information just by them clicking on the property? Because
Yeah,
I've had some that are like, I already have an agent, I'm good, thank you, that kind of thing.
Sure.
So
sure. We all get that, and that's just a matter of
Sure.
being able to overcome those objections. Because I get that a lot too.
yeah. Yeah.
So let me go back, and I want to get back on track with Cotton Play. So Eve Cotton, lender out of Illinois. He's also a KvCORE trainer for the state, and he's a loan officer. And so what he does as an LO is he goes in to individual agents' KvCOREs, and he runs his play within the agents. And so when you get into the client profile, you go over here to the action tab, and here are the automations that I have turned on. I have listings going to this David Lee Roth. I wish he was my client. But here I have 3 million and up in Granite Bay, Loomis, and Penryn and Newcastle. This is what's available right now. And so these have been sent to them. Now, if I'm going into marketing and I want to email these to him, I can go in and I can put that email together. So that's how easy it is to use. Going back to the actions, you can see I have a happy birthday campaign. And what that is, I went in and looked at David Lee Roth's birthday, and I'm sending him a birthday email. I have market reports going out to him in Granite Bay and Loomis. And these market reports, you can see I have Granite Bay going out every 7 days, and Loomis is every 28 days. So I can erase this, and then just to show you guys how you add this back in, I can go in here type in Granite and it will geolocate. And I'm choosing Granite Bay Area. And then I'm choosing my frequency. And I could say it's every 14 days. So it's not hard to do, not hard at all. And then lastly, I have the listing evaluation. And so the last time I sent this out was August 2nd. And so if I want to update this, I just simply update it. And now that's being sent out. And it did change the value a little bit. So those are the automations. What the cotton play is to go into every single one of your contacts, whether they're a buyer or a seller, and you turn on these specific automations. Now, the word of caution that I'll give you is that you can also turn on smart campaigns. And so these smart campaigns, I don't cover them in depth because it gets really granular really quick. But within these, like I have this default homeowner sphere running, and I think there's 28 touches over a 12-month period. So if you oversaturate your leads and they just get overwhelmed with the amount of material you're sending, they'll cut you off. So very powerful platform, but with, I think it was Churchill that said, with great power comes great responsibility. So we need to really understand who our client is and scale that back as needed. So that is the cotton play. We will take questions at the end. Okay. All right. Thank you. So going back to the dashboard, I always like to go back here because it's just a good reminder for everybody how to get to these different areas. I talked about the property boost. It's right here under the marketplace. And I'll show you my property boost dashboard. And as you can see, I have 11 total ads. These are all Facebook ads. 13,000 plus impressions. But right here is the 87 leads. These 87 leads cost me an average of $7.64. Is that expensive? I don't know. But the thing is that these are 100% my leads. They're 100% mine. They're not Zillow leads. They're not Flex leads. And when they come into your platform, when those leads come in, the way I have it set up is that I have a new buyer campaign that automatically is assigned to that lead. They receive a text message within a minute of them signing up. I obviously, as soon as the lead hits, I get a notice on my phone and I call them as soon as I can. Speed to lead. Speed to lead is important, guys. You got to be on it. You're paying for these, so it's totally up to you. And so you get the KvCORE app on your phone. I make sure it comes in on app notice as well as a text and an email notice because I don't want to miss these. My wife looks at me sometimes. She's like, "Hun, maybe you could turn a couple of those off." And I'm like, "No, I think I'm good." So, but this is the activity that I have. Something I did yesterday was this property right here. It just had a price drop. I had 9 leads come in from that property. So I saw that it had a price drop. So I went in and emailed those 9 leads and said, "Hey, I have great news. This property just had a price correction. You may be interested in looking at it." And I actually went in and had AI write an email that was 10 times what I could have come up with. But I've had 3 of the 9 leads come back, look at the property and re-engage. And so I talked to him yesterday and I'm trying to get them to get up there and see the property. But that's how cool this is when you're out there using the platform, using the property boost, because it's not just, oh, we missed out on that property. We can go in and show them other property. Another one is Ginger. Ginger is no longer listed. It closed, but I had 5 leads come in from that. And so I'm remarketing those 5 leads and saying, look, this is what's currently on the market. that's similar to that house. And that's how you get to the point of digital domination. And so let's go back and relook at this. And I'm going to go in here to listings. These are all listings.
If I make one comment, Alex,
Yep, go ahead, Steve.
when you, and just reiterate the question, when people property boost, it is ideal to stay in the same general vicinity if you want to be digitally dominated in that area.
Yeah, so Steve is saying that when you are doing a property boost, you want to look at it in terms of digital domination. And so as you can see at the top here, I have saved property, different searches I've done within the listings. And so what I've done is I've saved this tab, and these are all of the EXP listings in 95747. Okay. These are the EXP listings in 95678. And so if I want to digitally dominate one of those zip codes, that's where I'm going to boost property. So here's a property that just hit, what was that, yesterday?
Alex, can I ask a clarifying question about Steve's question?
Yeah, so let me finish this. So right here, I haven't seen this listing. It's priced at 700,000. It looks like a good listing. Go in and check out the gallery. Pretty clean. You know, you could argue that it maybe needs some updating, maybe some color choices aren't great, but I'm not going to focus on that. What I'm looking at is it's in my digital farm 95678, and I can go in now and I can do a property boost. So let me show you that again. It's right here, this tab.
You can do that on someone else's listing, not yours.
That's right. It's an EXP listing. We're all under the same brokerage. And so we can boost.
I had the same question.
Yeah, we can boost within our brokerage.
Okay.
Not outside.
You need their
Not a
permission.
compass.
Yeah, you have to go and ask for permission, although, you know, the MLS rules are a little bit fuzzy. Because if you think about
We
it,
have enough within the EXP.
yeah, we're fine. So I want to get back to it just so that I'm clear. I'm in the listing. It's brand new on the market. I'm going to boost. I'm going to go and get started. I'm going to next. I'm going to do this $65 listing open house price. Yeah, that's the one I want. I'm going to go next. I'm going to use my saved credit card. I'm going to go next. I'm going to agree to terms. I'm going to purchase. It's going to take a second. Yeah, I agree to terms. I'm going to complete. Here we go. Well, apparently I'm not agreeing to terms, so I don't know what's going on. So I'm not sure what the holdup is there. Sometimes the system is a little glitchy.
Haven't paid your credit card bill.
Could be that. You never know.
Not really.
Oh, there it is. It says declined.
Yeah.
So it doesn't like my credit card.
Joking.
I thought you were joking.
I was.
That's funny. So anyway, that's how easy it is to go in and boost a property. And when it comes to results, you can see the results. So that's the boost.
Just learn how to add.
So going back to the dashboard, how do you add a contact? You know, that's a question that comes up quite a bit. And it's the blue button right here. It's just simply add contact. And so I can go up here and I can add the contact. And I can just add a random contact. We'll just go James Smith. Really random. And we'll go J at Yahoo. So I'm sure there is that email out there, but we'll just run with it. And so we just put in the information. Put in my secondary office line. And then down here, once you have the information in, permission to call the contact, yes. To text, yes. To email, yes. In this case, we'll make this a buyer lead. We won't put an address in. Lead source, or I'm sorry, lead status. We can go in and put it as a new lead. It's a manual ad. The lead owner is myself. And then down here, I can put in a smart campaign. And I'm going to use this conversation starter, smart campaign. And I'm going to add the contact. Okay. Now, within the contact, now that it's in, I want to make sure I get a hashtag on it. I find it's best practice to put a hashtag on every single lead so that you can track and monitor where your business is coming from. And so because this is a demo, I'm just going to type in demo. It finds that hashtag. And now I just applied the hashtag demo to it.
Alex, do you have to put the actual hashtag in it or just the word?
Great question. So the question was, do we need to put the hashtag symbol in or just the word? And it's just the word. That's all you need. But again, it's best practice to go in and put the hashtag in there. That way you don't go back into a contact and go, where did this come from? And that has happened to me. And so, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I want to make sure that doesn't happen. So now that the contact's in, we're going to go in and we're going to turn on some automations. And so we're going to put a market report.
Since it doesn't have an address, what would you recommend?
Yeah. So Steve asked, without an address, what would I recommend? And so my recommendation is to go in and put a market report. So we're in 95747. So I'm going to put that in and I'm going to leave it at 7 days because an active new lead probably wants the information every 7 days. So we're going to add that. And then we're going to put in a search alert. And so the search alert is sending them listings. And so within this space, we have these different choices of frequency. If there was a spouse or a partner, we could put the CC email in there as well. For area, we're going to put in 95747 because that's what we're focused on. Then under listing type, we'll go single family. And what other features do we want to add in here? Maybe 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and then square feet, we can go 1,500 to say 2,500. Getting more granular, if we wanted to, we could get into newly built open houses, just listed, pool, maybe we'll go pool. We can go ahead and set that alert. And so it came up with 20 results. Okay, so you do that with every single buyer lead that you have, and that's how you get the activity on your dashboard. Then you want people looking at properties on your dashboard. The other day, I got a reverse prospecting call from an EXP agent, and she went in and sent me a text ahead of time, and she sent me a Zillow link as, you know, for information about the property. And I didn't know her, but I just said, hey, you're sending a Zillow link. Do you know that you have the ability to send a your own link? She's like, I had no idea. And so here's that same property, this right here. Every single property that's in the MLS, the website automatically creates this direct link for you. So when you're sending out properties, please don't send Zillow links. You know, everyone here that's on this call, you're now forbidden. You can't do it because I'm showing you right here. This is the link that you send out. It's digitally branded under your footprint. If I wanted to request a showing, I could do that. If I wanted to ask a question, print a flyer, if I wanted to share this on Facebook, this is what you have available to you. It's a very powerful tool.
You can use it from your phone as well.
Yes,
I've sold that.
yes.
That's powerful.
It is very powerful. And so when I'm in this listing, if I wanted to email this,
And these don't have to be EXP listings. They can be
any listings. And so remember how I said hashtags are important? Well, if I wanted to email this to a hashtag, I look up the hashtag property boost. Here's all the property boosts that I've done, and they're in here under a hashtag. So if I had maybe this Hathawaya, I have 9 leads or 8 leads. If I wanted to email this to all 8 of those leads at the same time, I could do it right here. Obviously, I want to go in and format the email better, and I use AI to do that. I did that yesterday, but that's how powerful this is. One other thing I'll hit on that I think is super cool is right here under matching buyers. So do I have any matching buyers in my database? Look at that. Those are all matching buyers that have a property search profile that matches that house. So this is
You can
digital.
Send that to all of them.
Correct. If I wanted to send it to all of them, I would choose this. I would go mass email. I would formulate an email and I'd send that out. So when I talk about property boost and digital domination in 95747, that this is what it leads to. And so now if I'm going into a listing appointment to the next door neighbor of this house, and I sit down and say, these are the possible buyers I have for your property. And it's right there in your database. I mean, is that powerful for going in and winning the listing? And then on the other side, when you get that listing and you're in that digital domination space, now you can go out and market that property to these clients even before it hits the market. So I'm at 30 minutes right now. Steve has just given me the sign. And so we like to end my discussion of this right at 30 minutes and then start taking questions. Steve, is there anything you'd like to add?
I'd like you to go back real quick to send that to show that it actually filtered out the do not call or do not email. So it actually protects you as an agent. And that's what I was referencing. If you'll just quickly go back to the mass email. And if you look at the one of the 15 of your contacts, you can repeat it.
Yeah. So what Steve is saying is that the system identifies that one of the 15 contacts has unsubscribed. And so, we always want to be cognizant of that, because if someone unsubscribes, we don't want to keep bugging them. There's laws
Won't
against
the
that.
system prevent us from sending it to them if they've unsubscribed?
And that's what this notification tells you.
Yeah, it's not overriding. So
Right.
you don't have to overthink it. The system is doing protective measures for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So are you gonna hit use Smart Assistant or what is that for?
Well,
Or no?
that's where I get off in the weeds and get in trouble. Because what I do is I use AI. And so I go in and I put in kind of what I want to say. And because I have my AI trained to be my personal digital assistant, I take what I say, which is totally inadequate, and I switch over to AI and I say, reformulate this to make it more engaging and give me 5 choices. And then it spits out 5 choices with subject lines. And that's what I use to send out. And that way I don't have to sit there and struggle through, what is this catchy thing that I'm going to say? AI gives me 5 different choices. Like I say, it gets really granular really quick when you go down that
Does it
path.
address each person's name or is it just gonna be a generic email?
So I go in and I use the bracket feature within the mass email to put the first name of the client in there. So it autofills.
So it'll mass email to everybody, but it'll autofill their personal first name.
Correct.
So when they see it, they think it's a personal email.
Correct.
Dang, that's cool.
Yeah.
What a time saver.
It's a huge time saver, and you combine it with AI and all of a sudden you look like a genius.
Yeah. So is that Chat GPT or are you using a different AI format?
It's Chat GPT, yes. And I use the paid for, I think it's $20 a month. Steve?
2 minutes.
All right, so Steve's giving me the 2 minutes. So at that, I'm gonna wrap up. That's what I have for you today. Just a really good overview. And again, I want you guys to go to my school site. I put the link in the comments. And join my community, because this session, I'll post it on there today. And I have one member that's request that's pending. So
And how do we get that if we're live? How do we get that link?
Hold the question for a second.
I'll give it to you. Obviously, everyone in this room will get that.
Stop the recording.
All right. So with that, I'm going to stop the recording, and we will open it up for questions.